What's going on, guys? Hope you all are having a great day. At this point, it's probably night for most. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Me diving into yesterday's history and kind of relating it to today, or seeing how it relates, or if it connects at all, or if we can learn anything. If you do, please subscribe. If it's the first time here, welcome. Hope you like it. Please hit the like button, comment down below. I am going to be trying to put together some clips from the long conversations I have on Omegle. I know those are very long, but they are good conversations in my opinion, so I want to kind of take some of those out. Um, Hopefully, when we get more viewers on the live streams, we can get people interacting there as well and kind of listening along. Kind of like ABL, I was just recently on his show. Um, Anthony Brian Logan, he does a live podcast. If you want to check him out, he's on the YouTubes and all your favorite podcasting streams. He does call-ins, which I think is super awesome. Actually having real conversation with real people, really diving into certain things. And yeah, if you like it, subscribe. He's a great guy. Uh, yeah. Um, well, I'll post a link down in the description box to go to his channel. But let me jump right in here. So yesterday in 1917, USA Immigration Act. Um, this was a Congress passed the Immigration Act, which required a literacy test for immigrants and barred Asiatic laborers, except for those from countries with special treaties or agreements with the United States, such as the Philippines. It was the most sweeping immigration act the U.S. had passed until that time. Followed the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 and marking a turn towards nativism. The 1917 Act governed immigration policy until it was amended by the Immigration Act of 1924. Both were revised by the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. When this was put forward, it was vetoed by then President Wilson, um, but Congress ended up passing it through. Also, on February 5th, 1917, Mexican Constitution was enacted. The Mexican president Venustiano Carranza had proclaimed the establishment of the modern-day Mexican Constitution. This Constitution consisted of promises made that are similar to the ones outlined by the American Constitution. In one of the instances, the Constitution of Mexico makes provisions for returning land to native people, and also a separation of church and state. This constitution also included plans for economic and educational reform. Now, when we look into today with the U.S. and what we're going through, we got Biden reinstating the catch and release policy at the southern border, which allows people who were caught here illegally to be released back into the public until immigration is able to transport them. One story I could bring in is it's very dangerous. In my opinion, because I had a story about a guy I used to work with. One of his good friends had a son. The son had just started driving, was hit by an illegal immigrant who was drinking, paralyzed him from the neck down, and the father had to take care of it all on his own. The the illegal was sent back to Mexico, was not charged, and nothing came out of nothing was in consequence for him, I should say. The Biden administration has revived the so-called catch and release system when it comes to dealing with illegal immigrants at the southern border. President Biden on Tuesday signed an executive order revoking former President Donald Trump's ending of the controversial practice, which allows undocumented migrants to remain in the U.S. while awaiting immigration proceedings. Custom and Border Patrol said the shift in policy would result in three issues. So it doesn't seem like anything good, but issues. The influx of migrants on children from Central America, Mexico's refusal to take in families with children under 12, and the COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected the agency's detention facilities and transportation capacity, Fox News reported. So got that to look forward to. They got 100 days to get here. We got caravans coming all from South America. Yeah. We'll see if Jen Psaki says anything, or if she's going to try to circle back to that one. But we'll move forward here. 1922, Reader's Digest first published. DeWitt Wallace and his wife, Lilia Wallace, published the first Reader's Digest magazine designed to provide abridged articles on a wide variety of subjects for easy reading. They publish in direct market and the magazine themselves. The success of the magazine has led to the circulation of over 10 million copies in the U.S. and is still believed to be the best-selling consumer magazine in the country. Now, when we look into our fabulous news that we get on a daily, this is pretty easy to read, right? They plan for doomsday by starting a huge coalition of activist groups working together since the spring to make sure that Joe Biden won. Insane. They convened to craft a plan. That's another way to say they conspired. It was a conspiracy, but it's not a theory. They actually conspired. They convened to craft a plan for answering the onslaught on American democracy. So is that a coup, in a sense? No. It's just big tech, media, and activist groups that they told not to go and go to the streets. So they had control of them going to the streets or not, but they told them not to on the Capitol. So prior to that, the control they told them to do, I'm assuming. The 9 months, 8 months of protests and riots we had going through the cities. Yeah, where were you guys then? We think it's too dangerous. Things getting out of hand. The rhetoric's crazy. Everybody's getting way too wild. We think we should sit this one out and, just calm it down and regroup and actually come up with a plan. Yeah, good idea, guys. Now, I also bring up, which I just kind of thought of because it said that they did direct and market the magazine themselves. This brings me to Tom MacDonald. If you guys haven't heard of Tom MacDonald, he's independent rapper. He's controversial, political songs, also just what's going on in our culture and how he either agrees with it or disagrees with it. He came out with a good song recently called Fake Woke. I actually really like the song. If you want to watch Brandon Tatum, he actually does a breakdown of it that was pretty good. He said he didn't like the chorus, but the chorus has been going through my head all day long, so check that video out. It was a pretty good video. It's called Fake Woke, Tom MacDonald. It's on YouTube. I just heard it was the #1 on Apple iTunes, which is awesome. He's doing it all on his own. It's him and, I guess, his lady. Super cool. Check him out. Next thing we'll go into U.S. taxes. A bill proposing to increase tax exemptions for homesteads from $2,000 to $3,500 was passed on this day and received an initial House vote, 47 to 45 vote in favor of the bill, and was expected to soon be reviewed by the Senate as of this date as well. So basically, with homesteads, my understanding is you do your own thing. You're not part of the society. You kind of have your farm and do your own thing. An exemption would be that, yeah, you don't really affect the outer unless you're giving eggs and helping. So, I mean, in that sense, I don't understand why they were paying tax in the first place if they're doing their own thing. But we'll go into today, which tax changes is the Biden administration considering? Genius here. A higher marginal tax rate for the wealthy. So we're going to raise taxes. More Social Security taxes for higher earners. So the money that you already paid money on, and then the people that you were working for paid money on for you to be able to do that, to pay money onto that. They want you to keep doing that more. And at the end of the day, the next generation, we're spending their money right now, so we need to raise it up so that we can get money for them as well. And then, so where's all? Yeah, no understanding of it at all. Just raise it and we'll get more. Yeah, smart guy. Higher corporate tax. Again, just raising taxes. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act lowered the top corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. Biden administration says, nah, we'll go and meet in the middle. Bring it to 28%. You give them a little, we'll take the whole thing. No more tax breaks on long-term capital gains for the wealthy. So if you're an investor, if you buy something from the stock market, you hold on to it and you don't sell it for a certain amount of time, you don't have to pay taxes on it. Um, and he's saying, nah, no, we're not going to do that anymore. All right. Good luck with the stock market. Good luck with the dollar. 15,000 first-time home buyer credit. Like the dollar, where's all this money coming from? We're just printing off money. We've printed, I think now it's up 40%, or I think it's higher than that now, from the last I heard. But the one I remember was around 40% that we have printed. 40% of our currency that we've had in the entire time that this country has been put forward, we have printed in the last year. 40% of it, so more, almost half of what our entire country was based off of, we've doubled or halved it, whichever way you look at it. But where's all this money coming from? A GDP to debt ratio is through the roof. We are not doing good. The dollar is dying. Just yesterday, I brought up, they're looking at 20% lowering in the dollar. And if that happens, everybody bases their shit off the dollar. Oof. Everybody bases their stuff off the dollar. So, I mean, if we do it to that point of view, it's not going to be a good outcome for the entire world. Next thing we'll go into here, and then stimulus checks as well. They're basically telling you, which I don't know exactly if I'm understanding this correctly, but they're telling you to do your taxes wrong so that you get more money the next year, or do it sooner than later, because there might be something coming through the pipeline. And if you do it based on a sooner, then you can pick up stuff that was on a sooner one based on a later, and then with the later one you can claim more next time around. Yeah, let's just fuck the system over and fuck it up some more, right? Blowing my mind. But next here, also Biden planned to expand child tax credit, could help lift millions of kids out of poverty, is what he's supposing. His relief package is focused on children. This change could help lift nearly 10 children above the poverty line and get them closer to it, according to the Nonpartisan Center. What they want to do is, in a sense, if you don't make enough money, there's a child tax credit. And in sense, if you barely go over the threshold, for every dollar over, it's 15 cents extra. So the less you make, the more you get. So you wouldn't want to raise at that point. I mean, I don't really understand the logic behind it. If you guys can inform anything you know about that there, but it doesn't seem too logical. After that, we'll go into USA drug smuggling. Yesterday, in 1988, Panama leader General Manuel Antonio Noriega, along with 16 associates, charged of drug smuggling and money laundering. Noriega himself had been in charge of smuggling marijuana into the U.S. and possibly other things, and assisting a cocaine drug cartel. So he was just smuggling marijuana, not the cocaine. Before it was known that Noriega was caught handling mass drug dealings, he was also known to be a promising military student. He even secured a position within the CIA, which later he was fired from as a consequence of leading drug rings. So while he was in the CIA, he was leading drug rings. Yeah, CIA. What were you guys doing over there? That's kind of weird, right? How we relate that to today: Mexican drug traffickers accused of trying to smuggle 2 tons of narcotics into the U.S. Jose Torres and Alejandro Gastelum Vega tried to smuggle more than 2 tons of methamphetamine and 100,000 fentanyl pills. Really makes me mad because my brother-in-law did pass from this about half a year ago. He had got into some trouble when I was away in Colorado. I came back. Um, he had stolen my identity, got arrested using my name, um, went to jail for all the charges, got out, was in rehab, and a halfway house after that. And I don't even understand it, man. The halfway houses where they have these halfway houses, like you got in the worst area possible. It's like I don't understand it. Um, it's a horrible thing. Drugs. I smoke a little weed, but do not do drugs, kids. Next, we'll move into kind of more of the CIA here. Oh, well, maybe not CIA. This one is intervention. 2002, John Walker Lind, the American John Walker Lind, who was captured on November 25th during the 2001 invasion of Afghanistan while fighting for the Taliban, is indicted by a federal grand jury on 10 charges, alleging that he was trained by Osama bin Laden's network, that he conspired with the Taliban to kill Americans. On July 15th, Walker accepted the plea bargain offered, which meant he would plead guilty to 2 charges: serving in the Taliban army and carrying weapons. Also, consent to gag order that would prevent him from making any public statements on the matter for the duration of 20-year sentence. In return, all other charges would be dropped. He's currently serving his sentence at AdMax in Florence, Colorado. But just recently, last year, he did get out, so I wasn't supposed to read that. But we'll look into it here. Kind of not comparing it today. I just wanted to kind of look into this. And there was a lot of stuff going on with the United States and Mujahideen, basically the place where they were getting their weapons. The connections are just kind of odd there. You could look into stuff that we had sent them, M1 Grands. That's kind of an older one there. You look here though. What is it? A FIM 43 Red Eye, the FIM 92 Stinger. Um, and this is just what is recorded, but supposedly we had done a lot of business with this certain group in the past. When I bring up all of the stuff that we actually had done with them, it even goes further into 2012, 2017, and then also 1996. I forget where I was seeing that. I think it was on Wikipedia, actually. But the connection between the U.S. and the regimes that were taking down the actual policy in place at the time and what their governments were, we were somewhat funding that and putting money into that. So I kind of bring it to CIA. But American Taliban John Walker Lind is released from prison on May 23rd, 2019. It says President Donald Trump reacted by saying, "I don't like it at all. Here's a man who's not given up any proclamation of terror," he said. And it also stated that he was still writing and translating radical messages. He had not changed his point of view in sense, but he was released on good behavior. Just kind of a little odd there, but he was released. And then we'll go ahead and bring it to the last one here. 2008. Yesterday, CIA admits to waterboarding. The CIA has admitted to waterboarding terror suspects. The CIA director, Michael Hayden, has told Congress that it was only been used on 3 people, and not for the past 5 years. He said the technique was used on high-profile al-Qaeda detainees like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Waterboarding has been condemned as a torture by a number of right groups. Mr. Hayden was speaking when the National Intelligence Director, Mike McConnell, was presenting his annual threat assessment. I also just wanted to kind of look into this, and I will relate back, but I wanted to stop just a little bit on it. Kind of the gruesomeness of it. Supposedly a rag over your mouth while being flipped upside down, 20 seconds of water, stop, 20 seconds of water, stop, 40 seconds of water. One man supposedly had it done to him 88 times. just horrible stuff. His own colleagues had said to have cried from the torture and how bad and evil it was. The CIA, again. Um, I bring it to today, and kind of gag orders or trying to get you to do something that you're not supposed to. The Dems, the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination doesn't apply to Trump. Basically stating that they want him to go on the stand for his own impeachment his own impeachment trial. And if he doesn't, then it's direct indication that he's guilty. The Fifth Amendment, just to overread it, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on precedent or indictment of a grand jury, except in the cases arising in the land of naval forces, the militia, when it's in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subly for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, double jeopardy. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. I was thinking, why didn't that apply to the man time of war or public danger? It's stated in there that under espionage or basically spies is what I'm assuming that they're going for there, that it is not a right. But yeah, the CIA, man, they do their thing. Right now, though, Dems want to try to bring down the Fifth Amendment. Basically, where can this lead? Possibly with their truth and accountability hearings or groups that they're going to make. Are they going to come for us? And then when we go and say, I don't want to talk to you, you have to talk to us. We know that you were here at this rally at this time. Your phone said so because we have contact tracing. No. Well, let me know what you guys think. I hope, again, you enjoyed the video. You enjoy all these videos. I'm going to be doing a couple clips tonight and then tomorrow morning. And then I'll do another segment like this. And then I think tomorrow night I'm going to go live. But leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the CIA. And what the verdict is on the catch and release. And also what you guys think on the child tax credit. I appreciate you again. I'm going to leave a link in the bottom to go to ABL's channel and check him out. I did a call with him recently, but I hope you all have a good night. There's always a good day tomorrow, and peace.